A family is searching for their son who went missing more than a week ago in Maple Grove. They told reporter Kevin Miller they need the community's help to find him.
He just loves being around his family.
Winston Drapal's family says he's always been a light in their lives.
He's very funny. He loves to dance. He loves making music.
He's always active, always wants to clean him, always play basketball together.
We just miss him so much.
His mother, Hawa Kamara,
And we're worried about his well-being.
says her 18-year-old son recently began having mental health issues.
He was hospitalized, and he hasn't been able to take his medication since he's disappeared.
He left his home at Bottineau Ridge Apartments around 4:30 in the morning on Saturday, March 23rd, without his belongings. Volunteer searchers found his jacket in a pond near his home.
He doesn't spend time at friends' houses, so it's very unusual that he will be gone for this long.
Police investigators searched the pond this weekend but found nothing. His family is asking the community across the Twin Cities to help bring him home.
If anyone knows his whereabouts, please let us know so we can come and get him.
He's a good kid. We need to find him if he's out here somewhere.
His mother is fighting through her grief to continue the search.
Please come home, Diddy. Please come home. Mommy miss you so much.
Kevin Miller, CCX News.
Winston was seen on camera at the Maple Grove Community Center carrying a duffel bag on the day he disappeared. Police are asking anyone who sees an abandoned bag near the community center to call 911. A driver in Brooklyn Park faces criminal vehicular homicide charges following a weekend crash that left one person dead. Police responded to a vehicle that went off the road and struck a tree Saturday night in the 7000 block of 68th Avenue North. The crash was severe enough that the fire department was needed to remove the two adults in the vehicle from the wreckage. Both were taken to the hospital. The passenger later died while the driver was being treated for injuries. Police say that driver was placed under arrest and now faces charges. Two 17-year-olds were booked for mail theft Monday morning following arrests in Brooklyn Park. At about 2 a.m., Brooklyn Park officers were called to Honeysuckle and Juniper Avenues for suspicious activity. The caller reported a vehicle in their neighborhood with no lights driving slowly and going through mailboxes. Public Information Officer Elliot Faust says officers found the two going through a mailbox near the scene. During that traffic stop, officers found several hundred pieces of mail and packages. They were addressed to dozens of different people.
With that volume of mail that we recovered, there's obviously a large number of victims involved in that, so we're working to sort through that today.
Faust says Brooklyn Park isn't seeing an increase in mailbox thefts, but this is a good reminder to be careful when mailing sensitive items. That includes things with personal information on them, like checks. Faust recommends dropping those off directly at the post office and using tracking information when you use the mail. The famous ruby red slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz returned to their rightful home last month after they were stolen in 2005. As it turns out, during the 13 years they were missing, they spent some time buried in a crystal yard.
They were taken and they literally they dug a hole and put the box with the slippers in them and put it in there, and then sometime later surfaced that to do whatever it was they were planning to do with it.
The ruby red slippers used in the 1939 film were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota in August of 2005. The FBI recovered the slippers during a sting operation in 2018. But according to court documents, they spent a portion of those 13 years hidden in the yard of Crystal resident Jerry Slitterman. Slitterman has been charged with theft of major artwork. Crystal police say this is a federal case, but the FBI reached out to them for assistance.
And then as I start getting more information, I go, oh no, you're talking about the ruby red slippers. So then, yes, of course, we scratch our head and go, here we are, little Crystal in the middle of nowhere. We've got this major piece of nostalgia that's been part of this major criminal investigation for a number of years that literally was in a backyard that we walk by, drive by all the time.
76-year-old Terry Martin of Grand Rapids pleaded guilty to stealing the slippers last fall. Meanwhile, Slitterman will face a jury trial in Minneapolis on May 20th. In Robinsdale, 5 city council candidates have filed for the open Ward 2 seat requiring a special election. Candidates Mark Ackerland, Kyle Billy, David Durkers, Jason Greenberg, and Christopher Rasmussen have filed for the seat. With 5 candidates, the city will host a primary election on May 14th. Candidates are vying for the seat previously held by Sheila Webb. Early voting is currently open at Robinsdale City Hall. The city is also hosting a candidate forum on April 24th. A local brewery has plans to do something unique, conduct beekeeping operations. Luce Brewing applied for a beekeeping permit. It plans to put beehives on its roof. The honey produced will be used for its beer operations. The Plymouth City Council recently amended its bee ordinance to allow beekeeping in a commercial setting. The city also allows up to 2 beehives in residential settings. An annual April Fool's Day tradition continued this year at Nadia Cakes in Maple Grove. Every year, the bakery comes out with a special line of cupcakes meant to amuse, fool the untrained eye, and fulfill the cravings of anyone with a sweet tooth. The unique flavors debuted on Thursday, and some of the special designs include shoot bubblegum, orange chicken, white chocolate dentures, and the ever-popular unicorn poop.
Yeah, this is the event of the year for us. This we look forward to every single year. All of our employees will come up with ideas throughout the whole year and say, I'm doing this for April Fool's Day. So they get super excited about it. It's just a really fun event for us.
April Fool's Day was the last day for these special cupcakes. Anyone who bought the white chocolate dentures also got a free toothbrush with their purchase.
Last week's snow will push the start of some spring games back a bit. Chaz Moots has a preview of the season's Hopkins softball team.
Getting hit with a late winter blast isn't ideal for the Hopkins softball team.
It is difficult, but you know, everyone in the state is going through this right now.
It's definitely hard when we got to start the first 2-3 weeks of our season outside, and then now we're here.
Even with being regulated back indoors,
she takes first and takes the force off.
The Royals are still getting better.
Thank you.
And hope to be hitting their stride when they're back outdoors.
Good job.
The biggest thing is the repetitions you can get, the true reads off the floor a lot of the time, so you can really work on form work and work on your fundamental stuff. And that's what we try to stress as much inside as anything.
There's a lot to be excited for with Hopkins coming off 3 straight trips to the Class 4A state tournament.
There we go.
I don't know how I'd feel like not having gone to state the past 3 years, because for me now it just feels so regular. It's just a huge motivator knowing that we get to extend our season every year into that.
We've had a lot of really great alumni in our program, and now I feel really special to be one of the older girls and then hopefully have younger girls look up to me.
One of those recent alumni was Signe Dose. She was the Royals' ace pitcher last year and is now playing at the University of Northwestern.
Swing and a miss.
Hopkins will fill that pitching void with Abby Carter, Haley Allen, and 8th grader Sophia Ensel. In total, the Royals will replace 11 seniors from last year.
Yeah, obviously we lost a lot of seniors last year. However, I see a lot of new opportunities with the new girls we have coming up. I know a lot of them have been working really hard in the off season.
The one thing I think this year we're going to have is probably better defense at all positions and a lot of multi-position players to be able to mix and match. And so that's really nice to have that kind of flexibility.
With their state tournament teams from the past 3 years, Hopkins relied on strong pitching and power hitting. That'll be a key again for this young group trying to make a 4th straight trip to state.
Everyone is super hardworking and wanting to learn new things. So I really enjoy being with everyone, and it's a good environment to be in.
And that's important when the environment is stuck indoors. In Minnetonka, Chaz Moots.
That's good look. Good job.
CCX Sports.
The Champlin Park softball team is looking for big things this season. Here's Jay Wilcox with a look at the Rebels.
With all but a couple of starters returning from a 16-win team, the hopes are high for Champlin Park softball this spring.
I think we have a really talented group, and I'm super excited for this upcoming season. We've been working really hard.
We have a lot of younger talent that came up, which I'm excited for, and then of course the returners, we have a lot of us, so that'll be exciting to see where we go this year.
The Rebels return a strong athletic group across several positions and grades. Sophomore pitcher Marissa Rothenberger is coming on. Junior outfielder Ava Parent is a good dual threat. Left side infielders Reese Remler and Amanda Cottsmith are solid. And freshman catcher Chloe Postma and pitcher infielder Ava Abrahamson are future stars. Like past Champlin Park teams, they should be able to score.
Our lineup is really solid all the way through. Like, we don't have any dead spots. Like, I think we're going to be a really well offensive team this year.
Yeah, I think our philosophy has always been if you can hit, you can play. We'll find you a spot, and it's one of those things where we really focus on our mindfulness at the plate.
While Champlin Park's been good, getting past teams like Maple Grove and Centennial has proven difficult at playoff time. The goal is to break through and reach the state tournament for the first time.
I think one of our big goals is to make it to state. Like, in the end, I think we can do it. Like, we just need to play our game how we do, and I think we can make it there.
If we can just finally push through and finally get through to them and win sections, hopefully get to state, hopefully win state, that would be an amazing feat, not only for the program but for the school.
Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.